Okay, so what you are talking about is layer separation. Okay, so why layer separation is even required? First thing is, first layer is your main layer, meaning your where your trigger class or servlet class will be there. Okay, so trigger or servlet. Trigger mean the class which has main method. Okay.
So in
Okay.
these
Hold
three
hold 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 hold.
packages, no main method, right?
Hold on. Okay, don't say anything as of now. Let me mute you. Just let me complete and everything. Okay, then you can ask questions. Okay. So in layer separations, what first thing is what packaging structure we use. So let's say if you are working on best buy. Okay. So in best buy, you are working on com dot best buy dot and this is R, right, or OCB. So this is package is OCB. So this is where your trigger will happen. Okay, in this particular package. Okay, so this trigger is responsible to just call a business object or any logic which is external to your program. So what are the external to the program, or what are the interactions with your program? Let's say you're taking some parameters. Okay, that happens here. So what are the main layer do? Servlet layer do? Let's write that out. Okay, so it takes parameter. Okay, yes. Second thing is it actually returns anything. Okay, any form. If you want an email, then email, log, web service, whatever happens, it happens in this layer. Okay, store number as a parameter will be taken in this trigger. Okay, understood that? So these are the three main operation it does. It takes the parameters. It can be any number of parameters. It returns anything which is URL, XML, whatever. Okay, if you are sending email or you are logging something or any web service call to be delivered, everything will be happening in this particular layer in this particular package. Okay, so whenever you are returning something, you have to call some business logic to operate, right? So that business logic will go in here. Okay, com.ocb.bo. So it has a business logic. Before that, the data which you got, data which you received, okay, should be stored in an object, right? And that will be called as data transfer object. Okay, so whatever package you have, another package will have called as DTO. What is DTO? Just like SKU DTO we have. Why is called as DTO? It's a data transfer object. What does that mean? So whenever we have a data transfer object, you actually consolidate the data or add the data in these objects and transfer it between the layers. Okay. So this DTO object is only object which will actually transfer through different layers. Okay. So if this is SKU DTO, different layer can communicate about SKU with the help of SKU DTO. If it is store DTO, then different layers can communicate about store with the help of store DTO. Okay. And what is business logic? Business logic is actual business logic where you do all the calculation, which takes input from which layer? From trigger. Okay. And I just simply go over here, CPU and functionalities here. And what else it does? It calls different layers which will helping business logic. Okay, if you need a data from database, if you need any file reading operation, if you need any JMS interaction, we're gonna do that right here. Okay, so all the layers interaction will happen here. Okay, with the help of DTO objects. Remember. Okay, so it calls DAO, it calls anything which is JMS. Okay, then you call JMX transactions and all kind of stuff will happen here. Okay, plus business calculation, everything will happen and it returns result to trigger. Remember that. So result should be returned to trigger by business object, not by any other layer. Okay, now last thing is in our code, last thing is DAO. What is DAO? Data access object. What's that supposed to mean? Get access DB. Okay. So all connection logic, query, okay, batch query, whatever it is, okay, closing connection or all utilities related DB will actually be in DAO layer. DAO layer interacts, DAO layer only gives data. There is no business logic in DAO layer. Absolutely zero. Not even a greater than or less than symbol. Absolutely zero logic in DAO layer. The only logic it should have is to get the data from the database. All the logic, all the business operations should happen in business layer. Okay. So this is DAO layer. Does this stop here? No. You have one more package called as util. So if there are any utility functions in your business, okay, like date comparator, okay, like string conversion, any kind of utility should be here in util package. Okay, does that stop here? No. You can have any number of packages depending on functional separation of your classes. Okay, if you're writing web services, then it will go in web services, so you will have services class. If you have custom exception, which you should have, okay, then you have exception package. Okay, so each and every package has a meaning to it and has a functional separation and has a communication protocol between these two. Okay, but who is controlling it? Business object. Okay, if business object does not need a layer or does not interact with that layer, you don't need that layer. Okay, but the main operator of all the business logic or all the functions happens in this BO layer only. Okay, does that help for layer separation? Unmuting you. Any questions?
Yes, I am clear now.
Okay.
So in any of the packages, we are not going to do the main method.
No, never.
Only in the trigger
Absolutely.
itself.
Only trigger calls BO, BO calls entire business logic and returns the result to trigger again. If there
Okay.
is any external interaction, okay, external interaction will happen in trigger. Meaning taking a parameter from external device or external input and sending the results back to external. If you are sending an email, you have to send an email. So sending an email, logging a statement for this, if there is a web service call, whatever happens externally to the program, that happens in trigger. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to present your screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll send this thing as an email to you.
Sure.